Have you ever felt that your mind works differently from most men around you? Like their priorities, reactions, and decisions seem strange or even unnecessary to you. Maybe you've noticed that while many men chase the same goals and follow the same social rules, you operate from a completely different way of thinking that few people understand. There is actually a psychological explanation for this. Some men have unique personality traits that place them outside the usual social hierarchy. They are not trying to be the alpha who always controls others, and they are not satisfied being the beta who simply follows the group. Instead, they exist in their own category. These men are called Sigma males. They make choices that often confuse their friends, family, and even coworkers, because their decisions come from a mindset that is not based on common social expectations. Sigma males live by different values than most people expect, while others focus on fitting in, gaining approval, or protecting their social status. Sigmas follow their own inner logic that prioritizes completely different things. What makes them unique is not that they are trying to be rebellious or difficult, but that they cannot force themselves to do things that feel fake, meaningless, or exhausting even when society expects it. Their natural reactions to social situations often look unusual to those who expect predictable male behavior. If you've ever wondered why you don't think or act like other men, these 7 behaviors might explain everything. These are the strange signs that prove you are a Sigma. 1. You can instantly recognize fake people and you refuse to play along. Have you ever met someone and immediately felt something was off? Maybe their tone didn't match their facial expression, or their compliments sounded rehearsed, as if they had used them 100 times before. Most people ignore that gut feeling and give the person the benefit of the doubt. But if you're a Sigma, you don't. While others politely continue fake conversations, you are quietly reading micro-expressions, tone of voice, and body language that reveal the truth. Your brain naturally processes these social signals at a deeper level, allowing you to see through people even from across the room. Psychologists call this advanced perspective taking, the ability to detect someone's real intentions even when they try to hide them. Sigma males notice when someone speaks differently depending on who is present, when they flatter certain people while ignoring others, or when they act just to get something they want. What makes Sigmas unusual is how they handle it. They don't call people out or create drama. Instead, they simply withdraw their energy from the relationship. They won't be rude, but once they see that someone is not genuine, they stop investing effort. This often confuses people who are used to shallow friendships and fake politeness. They expect Sigmas to go along with the act, but Sigmas refuse. For them, it is better to be alone than to surround themselves with people pretending to be something they are not. 2. You walk away from disrespect. 2. You walk away from disrespect without explanation or argument. Most men, when disrespected, either fight back or try to prove they deserve better. They argue, defend themselves, or attempt to earn value from people who clearly don't appreciate them. Sigma males handle this differently, and it surprises everyone. When someone shows consistent disrespect, whether it's a boss taking credit for your work, a friend who only calls when they need something, or anyone who treats you unfairly, you don't waste time trying to change them. You simply remove yourself from the situation quietly. This isn't about drama or making a bold statement. Sigma males understand that once respect is broken, it rarely returns through conversations or second chances. Instead of staying in situations where they are undervalued, they choose peace of mind by walking away. Psychologists call this high self-determination, a trait linked to independence and resilience. While many stay in toxic situations out of fear of being alone or causing conflict, Sigma males don't hesitate to cut ties when needed. This behavior often shocks people who expect you to fight for their attention or beg for respect. When you respond with silence instead of drama, it catches them off guard. They are used to others tolerating disrespect just to save the relationship. But Sigma males live by a different code. 3. You question rules that have no logical reason. Everyone remembers being told to follow certain rules just because that's how it's always been done. Most people accept these explanations and continue without question. But if you're a Sigma, your mind doesn't work that way. You automatically ask why a rule exists before deciding whether to follow it. This shows up everywhere. At work, you question procedures that waste time without adding value. In social settings, you refuse to join traditions or activities that serve no real purpose. For you, logic and meaning come first. It's not about being rebellious, it's about independent thinking combined with low dependence on external approval. You trust your own judgment more than the crowd. While most people follow rules for peace or acceptance, Sigma males focus only on rules that hold real value and quietly ignore the rest. This frustrates those who expect automatic obedience. They want you to go along simply because everyone else does, but Sigma males won't waste energy on meaningless actions. What makes this unusual is the calmness behind it. You don't break rules with anger or rebellion. You just quietly live by what makes sense and disregard what doesn't. This confuses people who are used to everyone following the same outdated social script. For you accomplish things quietly, while others seek attention for everything. Many men need an audience for their achievements. They post about their gym sessions, announce promotions, and constantly share their progress. Their accomplishments become performances designed for applause and validation. Sigma males have a very different approach. When you work on something important, you keep it private until it's done. You don't need cheerleaders, updates, or encouragement. You focus on results, not recognition. This comes from valuing substance over show. You understand that real progress doesn't require constant praise. You are more concerned with reaching the goal than with broadcasting the journey. Most people crave attention because they need others to validate their worth. But Sigma males don't depend on approval to feel good about themselves. The satisfaction comes from the work itself and the outcome, not from others' reactions. This quiet style often makes people underestimate your abilities till they see the final result, while others are busy talking about their plans and seeking validation. You're already executing yours without asking for permission or support. 5. You prefer being underestimated by people who don't know you. 5. You prefer being underestimated by people who don't know you. Most men dislike being underestimated. They want to be seen as strong, capable, and impressive from the very beginning. For them, being underestimated feels like an insult they must correct quickly. But Sigma males respond differently. When others judge your abilities based only on first impressions, you don't feel the need to prove them wrong. You're perfectly fine letting people think whatever they want. For Sigmas, being underestimated often works as an advantage. When people expect little from you, they don't pressure you, monitor you, or interfere in your choices. This gives you freedom to think, work, and achieve without unnecessary expectations. You know that your real abilities will eventually become clear through actions, not words. So instead of rushing to prove yourself, you let your results speak for you. This often confuses those who are used to men loudly proving their worth in every situation. To them, your calm acceptance of being underestimated looks like lack of confidence. In reality, it shows deep confidence. You don't need quick validation from strangers. 6. You choose solitude over the wrong company without feeling lonely. The fear of being alone pushes many people into shallow relationships and social groups that drain their energy. They surround themselves with people they don't truly like just to avoid loneliness. But Sigma males don't share this fear, for you always choose solitude. You don't see being alone as something negative. You see it as better than fake friendships or energy-draining interactions. This comes from InnerStability.com, confidence that doesn't rely on others for approval. Sigma males are fully comfortable with their own company and inner world. This doesn't mean they dislike people or avoid socializing. They simply refuse to force relationships that don't feel real or valuable. When you do spend time with others, it's because you truly want to, not because you fear being alone. With your thoughts, to people who measure social success by how full their schedule is or how many friends they have, this looks strange. They cannot understand why someone would choose solitude over social activity. But Sigma males would rather be alone than surrounded by the wrong people. 7. You skip small talk and focus only on conversations that matter, casual questions, or random observations. These exchanges exist mainly to fill silence and appear polite. But Sigma males find this kind of talk draining and pointless. When you speak with someone, you want the conversation to carry meaning. You are not interested in wasting energy on empty chit-chat just to look friendly. This doesn't make you rude or antisocial. It simply means you prefer depth. Over noise, you would rather have one real discussion than 10 shallow ones. Unlike others, you don't need small talk to feel comfortable in silence. You are fine with quiet moments and prefer direct, meaningful dialogue. To some people, this can look cold or distant. But for Sigma males, it's about creating genuine connections, not performing socially. Real conversation is never about pretending. It's about truth, exchange, and value.